Okay, so our group project was on stimulus preference assessments and reinforcement for day programs. The table of contents for this presentation, we'll do an introduction and then we'll give background information, followed by materials, steps for implementation, examples of the tracking sheets that we came up with, the preference assessments that are used, how it can help an agency's agency-wide implementation, our conclusion, and then finally our references. Policy changes happen due to issues arising within a program. Agencies all over have this problem every day. Some factors that go into this issue are lack of motivation and lack of interest. So our group worked on a plan that will increase attendance in programs in an agency setting by taking the preferences of the participants and staff into account. A typical setting for this plan would be a day program. A day program that would use this plan would be one that has low participation by staff, clients, or both. This is a universal type program that uses positive reinforcement and stimulus preference assessments in order to reach the goal of attendance and participation being increased.
The research we gathered focused on using positive behavior support plans, reinforcement, and preference assessments. All three of these can help increase appropriate behavior, which in our instance was to increase attendance. Using preference assessments to come up with reinforcement ideas and items is really great with the adults because it allows them to make their own choices. This is also more desirable because their preferences can change on a day-to-day basis and gives them more independence and motivation to participate in the programs. We also looked into research on staff training of preference assessments. You can train your staff by using training videos, giving them verbal feedback, and even having consultation meetings with them. And the phases of training that we came up with, you would first need to develop a curriculum guideline and then train all of your staff on all the aspects of that, and then have them implement the interventions.
Okay, so let's talk about the materials that you would need for this. You would need at least 25 copies of each stimulus preference assessment, pencils, 2 timers, and reinforcers. So then, how do you implement this? To start, you will have to distribute and have all of the students fill out the preference assessments. After obtaining these, you will have to see what reinforcers individuals prefer most and then obtain these reinforcers. Then you can plan your classes around what activities the students prefer most. For the first week of class, you will want to simply record attendance as is shown on the attendance form and proceed with your classes as you would normally. Starting with the second week of class, you can start distributing the reinforcers and do classes that the individuals preferred most. For low-functioning individuals, you should provide a 3-minute break every 6 minutes of engagement in the activity. For high-functioning individuals, you should provide a 4-minute break every 6 to 10 minutes of engagement in the activity. And you should utilize the timers to keep track of the time. For any individual, they can receive their reinforcement on their breaks. Now, you can start tracking attendance for when the intervention is introduced. Now, let's take a look at the attendance form.
So this is a simple attendance tracking sheet. It can be used to track both the baseline and the post-intervention results of attendance. And then next, for the stimulus preference assessment, it's an important part of many of the individualized programs and it can improve the quality of life. And since most of our clients can read and write, the preference assessment can be filled out by them and offers choices for both rewards and possible classes that they can take that are offered through our program.
This intervention can help with attendance at a day program by using client preferences, which will motivate participation in activities. Also, the use of a schedule of reinforcement will help in individualizing a plan for each client. We all learn different and are motivated by different things. Through the use of a schedule reinforcement that uses fixed and variable intervals, clients will be more motivated to participate in activities since each style of learning is being taken into consideration. The fixed variable schedule that we will be using will focus on working for 6 minutes and then receiving a 4-minute break. This schedule will work best for individuals who are low functioning and need consistency, while the variable interval schedule will consist of working for 10 minutes and then receiving a break, and each time the clients will be working for a different amount of time. This schedule will work best for individuals who are high functioning by providing reinforcement at unpredictable times.
The agency-wide implementation plan, the management team is going to be meeting to come up with a curriculum that will be followed during this process. The management team consists of the director, assistant directors, the occupational therapist, the board certified behavior analyst, the psychologist, speech therapist, and a teacher. They will meet to develop the curriculum and then start training staff. There will be in-service training days where staff will come in for training to learn about the new roles they will be playing in this new curriculum. There will also be follow-up in-service training days to see how the progress has gone with this implementation. There will be small group trainings for staff to be able to learn the curriculum and how to implement this. Individualized trainings will occur to provide feedback and support for the staff implementing the curriculum.
Other resources that can be used in this intervention are visual schedules and timers. Visual schedules will allow individuals to transition from activity to break by giving them visual cues that will allow smoother transitions. And timers will give them the option of having a tangible that will provide an auditory cue that will allow them to see how much time they have left.
Okay, we thank you for joining us and watching this presentation, and here are references if you need to reference any additional material. Thank you.